Alrighty, in this video we're going to be going over the Kihon for Tiny Tiger and Little Dragon curriculum. You'll start to notice that we're going to be, in this particular video, we're going to go over bow, ready position, count 1 through 10 in Japanese, and then we do have a separate video on how to tie your belt, okay? When you bow, we're going to move into what's called masubi dachi. Masubi dachi is where I have my heels together and my toes are out. My hands are going to be to the side just like this with my back straight. When I bow, I want to make sure that I have my posture straight, just like this. So I end up bending at the waist to be able to bow. I don't just slouch over, and I don't want my hands sliding down my legs like this. I keep my hands here to the side. So I'm going to turn the side for you guys so you could see. So I maintain a straight posture, and I'm going to bend at my waist, okay, just like this. You see how my back is straight, and I actually keep my eyes down. I don't want to look up like this. I actually find that very awkward and weird to be able to look at somebody in the eyes when we're bowing. In this culture, it's actually a lot more respectful to bow just like this, especially for the context and the setting that we're in. So once again, when I bow, I bring my heels together, my hands are to the side, my toes are out. I'm in masubi dachi. When I bow, I go just like this, and I come back up. And it's good manners to have the lower ranking student bow lower than somebody of seniority. So like a student to a sensei. A student would bow a little bit lower than a sensei would, just to kind of show a little bit more respect and humility. After you bow, you would assume a ready position, or in Japanese we call it heikodachi. So I step out, and I have my hands out here in a fist. I want to make sure that my fingers are curled in a fist like this, thumbs locking in place here. So if you ever hear your instructor say ready position or attention, this is what we look like. Sometimes they'll say heikodachi, right? And this is what it looks like. Or they might say yoi, get ready. So we're here, bow, and back to yoi, back to ready. When we count 1 through 10 in Japanese, so we count in Japanese a lot, especially when we're counting out steps in a combination, counting out steps in a kata, or even just counting out our exercises. The first 10 numbers: ichi, ni, san, shi, go, ruku, shichi, hachi, kyu, ju. So that's 1 through 10. The way that I like to remember the first 5 are like ichi ni, and then san, sun's in my eyes. And I was a little snot when I was a kid, so every single time I see my older sister, I would be like, she go, right? So that was a fun little thing that I did. Ichi ni, san, shi go. That's how I remembered my first 5. The 6 through 10, good luck. I don't have a learning tool for that one. It was just more of memorization. Now, you'll notice that in class, when you hear the instructors talk, it's typical for them, especially like myself. When I say those numbers, it's because I've been hearing these numbers for a very, very long time. And as many of you know, Japanese, if not the fastest, one of the fastest languages in the entire world. And it's very, very common for that E-type sound that's at the end of a word to kind of get cut off. So you might hear the instructor say, instead of ichi, you might hear them say ichi. And it's really just because they're saying it, but because it kind of cut off at the end just of that slang. That's what I grew up hearing for the longest time. I knew what I was saying. I knew the slang, but it's just kind of like, hey, you talk how your parents talk, right? So same thing. Instead of sichi, you might hear the instructor say sich. Or hachi, hach, kyu, kyu, ju, right? And that one really doesn't, that's just, it is what it is, right? And that last one for number 10. So once again, ichi, ni, san, shi, go, ruku, shichi, hachi, kyu, ju. That's 1 through 10. It'd be really, really good as you're practicing your blocks and your punches. Instead of counting in English, start counting in Japanese. You can learn a lot faster. Good job.